Let's move on to Michael Penix of the Atlanta Falcons, the 8th pick, the shock pick in the draft, as people sort of refer him to, I suppose. They did lose 20-13 to the Miami Dolphins. He was 9 of 16, 104 yards. The Falcons wanted to see something really special, I think. If they were going to spend the 8th pick and signed Kirk Cousins in the offseason, and you're going to spend the 8th pick on a quarterback, I think they wanted to see a bit more than maybe they got. What did you think of Penix's first showing here, John?
I thought it was quite fun. I think these games are all about, in the rust off, maybe taking a chance because there's no pressure. And I think Penix, did that quite a bit, as he, I think, delivered in his college days. I think he threw a really nice pass in really early in the first half. There were times, obviously, where I think he was a bit erratic and looked a little bit lost, but I'll take time. I really like Penix. Obviously, not sure that the really early draft pick, considering the quarterback who starting for the Falcons this year justifies this selection. But yeah, I trying to look at it with a glass half full. I think it is there's so much pressure, I think, on this pick because of how early he went, and he might not start an NFL game for 2, maybe even 3 years. Though I think with someone like Jordan Love, we want to see as much as possible. I think the mistakes will make up for themselves in the long run. But yeah, I think Falcons fans, I don't know how they're feeling, watching something like that. Are they excited? Are they disappointed? They even care because they know that he probably won't be playing much this year. Interesting one, but yeah, I thought he was quite a fun watch in the highlights, particularly.
I think they care. They certainly care. They want to see something here because they spent their 8th pick when they could have got an edge rusher on a quarterback. I'm going to look at it half glass empty, actually. I did not think he did very well. I thought out of all 4, I thought he was the poorest. I admittedly only watched the highlights. And when I say the highlights, I watched all of his throws. So I saw the plays that he did, all of them. I didn't see the whole Falcons game, admittedly. He fumbled on his first drive and he did bounce back from that, admittedly. And he can really throw the ball. Maybe it's just because I'm being picky. I think he throws the ball when he's forcing the ball really strangely. He looks like it looks sort of weird compared to other quarterbacks. I don't know. Maybe I was just being a little bit too particular on that. And it does make me feel like maybe I'm just hitting on Penix here. I did not think he played that great. I think he forced the ball a lot. I will admit the offense did not complement him at all. He put some balls in good areas and the offense were not doing well for him. They didn't look good when he was throwing the ball to him. There was some timing issues. I didn't see it there. I thought that JJ, Caleb, and Bo all had a bit of wow factor. I did not see the wow factor with Penix. I really didn't. It's not to say that he's going to have a good career. And actually, Penix has been the one that I've been very excited about to see because Adam and Andrew have gone on about how good he is and how he would be a real steal for a team to take him down the board. He didn't go down the board. He went really high, really early. And now I don't know. I think a lot of Falcons fans are maybe going to be questioning why they took him now with Kirk going to play. I know he's only got. I know it's a 3 or 4 year deal, but it can be a 2 year deal with all the movement around. It does not. It doesn't look good. Well, it doesn't look good to me. That's not true. He didn't look good enough, I thought, for warranting the pick. Maybe that is a bad decision from my part in terms of I'm just judging him on the pick when I shouldn't be, which is true. But I think when we're talking about the other guys, this did not wow me at all.
I think that's a fair point. I think if you look at the other quarterbacks in the game on the Falcons team, I think Heineke and Nathan Rourke went for I think only completed 7 passes between them for just under 50 yards. So I don't know. I always take these games with a bit of a pinch of salt as well because they don't really matter. There are obviously great opportunities for young players to come in and potentially, showcase why they should be playing this year. But I think it's really difficult, isn't it, for Penix, because his pick was so controversial, and that's no judgment, I think, on the player, but we'll always have that in the back of our mind about how high he went, the craziness of the situation as well, for him to go to the Falcons. But yeah, let's see what he can do in his career. But yeah, I thought it was an okay start for him. We'll see what we can do next week.
We shall see.